Nothing nice, tell the promoter, bring the beat.
Yeah, it's your boy Crypto Blood, and welcome to another episode of My Two Satoshis. It is July 31st, 2019. Shout out to my man Into the Fray. Haven't heard from him in a while. Got me with a song request from Skepta, Grease Mode. Thanks for that song request today, man. And if you guys ever want to leave a song request, just hit me with the song request hashtag and whatever song you want, and I will put it in queue. As you can see, we're about 3 weeks out, so hold in there. Be patient. If you've sent me one, it's going to be played. No worries. Believe me. What's good, people? Hope you guys are doing well today. Welcome to another episode. Today, we're going to take a look at an article that caught my attention because just yesterday, I was talking about how Bitcoin can't be banned. Well, it looks like this article poses some scenarios where they feel that Bitcoin could be stopped by governments. We're going to take a look at the details on this. I'm skeptical. You know, I've thought about this many times before in the past. Could the governments affect the price drastically? Yes, I do believe that. But can they actually stop it? I don't think so. I do not think so. But again, we'll take a look at that out of the Bitcoinist. And the second article is out of CoinSpeaker, and it is about Bitfinex's on-chain trading platform EOSfinex now open for trading. The operative word there is on-chain. We're going to take a look at the details on that. This is big news for EOS.io to really show, improve, and actually not even prove, but just show others the capacity of this network and how it could really just replace all existing blockchains that are looking to do something similar. And they have the money behind them. You got to follow the money, people. You have to follow the money. And that's one of the main reasons why I was so intrigued with EOS.io, was because of the backing. And of course, its technical architecture is superior. It is definitely superior to anything that's out right now. But we'll take a look at the details on that. And the last article is out of CoinDesk. I'm shocked at this. Ledger beat out Bakkt to launch its first physical Bitcoin futures service in the US. This is big news. I'm very shocked. Came out of left field. I mean, I heard that LedgerX was working on this. I reported on this, but just to see them actually seal the deal and get things cracking is really impressive. So we'll take a look at the details on this, and I'll give you my two Satoshis on what does this mean for Bitcoin in general. I think this is a big impact, or will have a big impact on the price of Bitcoin. So I'll give you my rundown on that. But first, before we get into it, guys, come out August 16th, 5 p.m. Crypto Blood, Max Kaiser, Stacy Herbert. We're going to be having a ball there. I'm going to do a live kicking it session with these two. They're going to have a presentation they're going to present, and then we're just going to have a meet and greet. Check us out. EOS Detroit is going to be in the house. Grand Circus Detroit is where it's going to be, August 16th. The tickets are free, so make sure you guys come out and join us and talk Bitcoin. About half the tickets are sold, so make sure you guys jump on that ASAP. Even if you're not in the Detroit area, if you're in Chicago, Cleveland, I got a couple people from Cleveland coming up. Come hang with us. I don't do these things often. I'm probably going to start doing a little bit more of these types of meetups. But there you go. Check us out August 16th. But before we get into things, we do want to take a look at the heat map for today. Bitcoin is up 4%, up to $9,975. Ethereum is up as well, 1.95% to $215.28. EOS up 3.1% to $4.31. But look at Litecoin, up 8.3% to $98.27. Binance is up also $27.50. And if we roll back out to the 1 month performance, Bitcoin is eking back a lot of those losses. It's only down 5.7% for the month. But in contrast, we look at all the altcoins and you can see what this story is telling us. Money is coming back in, but it's only going really primarily into Bitcoin. All the alts are still slaughtered for the month, down 26%, almost 27% for Ethereum. EOS is down 28%. Litecoin is down 20%. Bitcoin Cash is also down 21%. So you can see the bloodbath that we have here. Not looking good for the alts. Will this change? I don't know. Like, I can't be confident and tell you that the alts are going to pick up this go around, because sentiment is different in the markets. I can tell that it's not 2017. I've been saying that since 2018. But you got to pick and choose more closely which altcoins you are going to invest in. We'll see what happens though. But what I do want to show you is what this market is doing. It is following my line to the T. This is crazy. I was not trying to do this on purpose, but it literally followed it to the T. And as you can see, we touched the top part of that channel that I drew, and we got some price action or reaction from that. So that is definitely intact. Did a little pullback here, but what I'm positive about is that we're back inside of the channel. And you know, the algo went long yesterday, so we're fairly into the money with this trade. But we just gotta watch and see if we do something like this and head back up, or if we just, you know, take this out. I think we're gonna just straight take this top part of the channel out, in my opinion. And if we do, we're gonna see an acceleration, a pretty violent one, I think, to try to test that 11,100 mark again in the markets. But again, you know, if you're not long already, you just want to be reactive. You know, you want to set your buy stop orders above the channel, so if we see a breakout, it will catch a long trade, a buy trade for you, and you can ride it up all the way to 11,000. But you don't want to be premature if you're not in the trade now already. You don't want to buy here, because we could see a pump fake and we head lower. So just keep that in mind. You want to be reactive in trading, not proactive. But my theory about this candle here and the wick at the bottom, that was a big stop hunt that it did. Both long and shorts got stopped out of that one for sure. But seeing that the wick on the bottom was longer than the one on the top, as I have indicated here, helped me come to the conclusion that we would be heading higher, because that's what markets like to do. Stop people out that were already going the direction the market wanted to go, and stop them out and head that way. And that's exactly what has happened. That's what we have for today on the technical analysis. But the first article out of the Bitcoin is, can Bitcoin be banned? We'll look at what they have to say here. Yesterday, the U.S. Senate Committee on Banking and Housing and Urban Affairs, the chairman, Mike Crapo, suggested that it would be almost impossible for the U.S. to ban Bitcoin. And this is what he said: I'm not saying that it should, but if the United States were to decide they didn't want cryptocurrencies to happen in the United States and tried to ban it, I'm pretty confident we couldn't succeed in doing that, because this is a global innovation. And then earlier this month, we had Patrick McHenry, who told CNBC that there was no capacity to kill Bitcoin. But of course, when it comes to Facebook's Libra, the US government has much more control and can stop its launch. But even if it goes live, Libra's blockchain will be a permissioned version involving only 100 nodes that represent big corporations. Again, I've said this so many times, that is a point of failure. That is a central point of failure. And this is why no currency issued by a corporation, entity, or whatever, other than the private corporation we know as the Federal Reserve, will ever be able to succeed. It won't happen. It has to be something like Bitcoin or the likes of it. But this article makes a bold statement here, people. It says that the U.S. could destroy Bitcoin. It says, in theory, Bitcoin is not infallible, and some governments have the potential to ban citizens from using it. Countries with a less developed internet infrastructure could simply shut down the web. Last month, Sudan saw an internet blackout that carried on for weeks. The government deliberately cut off the internet to stifle local protests, but it can apply the same tactic to prohibit the use of cryptocurrencies. I don't think this is going to happen, especially not in, you know, the more developed markets or countries. That would be a self-inflicted gun wound. Like, that would hurt the US GDP so badly that it wouldn't even make sense to do something like that. So I don't see that being the scenario in which the US government tries to ban Bitcoin. Let's see if they have something else here. So they're saying that instead, if the US establishment really considered Bitcoin a threat, they would simply buy it. Yes, that's right. Think about it. American economists and cryptography experts always simulate various emerging phenomena to forecast their potential directions and impact. Jim Rickards, explains in his book Currency Wars, The Making of the Next Global Crisis, how he took part in currency war simulations in a broader program by the US government to understand the potential impact of various monetary strategies. So they're saying that the government can stop Bitcoin by buying it. This is so retarded, people. It's hard to believe that the US government and intelligence agencies didn't understand the potential of Bitcoin. The FBI seized the Silk Road as early as 2013, so the government knew about the threat of decentralized currencies. If it really wanted to kill Bitcoin, the government could just simply buy all the available coins through its agents, as the market cap at that time was only about 1 billion. So it says the US can use the same trick even today, even though the market cap is now more than $175 billion. If you take out the lost coins and those owned by hodlers, the government would only need around 100 billion to stop this threat called Bitcoin. In 2008, the US spent over 700 billion for the bank bailout. I think they spent more like $1 trillion, while the Fed spent trillions for its quantitative easing programs QE 1, 2, and 3. So then they pose this concept that Bitcoin helps USD demand, US dollar demand. It says Bitcoin is another such market that attracts billions of US dollars. Thus, it helps the US write off part of their inflation. The Fed continues to print money without end. Meanwhile, as crypto analyst Willie Woo figured out, institutional investment negatively impacts Bitcoin's price action. The fact that only a few hands control the coin's supply doesn't make Bitcoin a good means of exchange. However, this might be the final phase of the show as the world is moving towards digital currencies. Indeed, on Sunday, the head of the BIS told Financial Times that central banks could issue digital currency sooner than we think. And finally, it says the central banks have anticipated the shift long ago. Bitcoin is helping the US dollar endure the transformation smoother and give people the illusion that they can actually outsmart the global elite. Wow. I don't know who the hell wrote this, but this is some nonsense, people. Firstly, if the government decides to use that tactic, they are going to make all of us so wealthy. I don't think they could stand doing that. That alone is the reason why they're not going to buy up Bitcoin, all the remaining Bitcoin, to stop it. Nonsense. Secondly, Bitcoin is a protocol. It's a software. That's like you saying I'm going to buy all the Microsoft disks that are out there. Well, Microsoft would just print new disks or create a new version of it and distribute that. So we could do the same thing with Bitcoin. We could hard fork, make a new coin. We get enough consensus. And what are they going to do? Buy all of those coins? So you see where it would be a scenario where the governments would chase their tails and it wouldn't be efficient. That wouldn't be a way to do it. You guys let me know. I'm going to do a poll here. I'm going to create a Twitter poll and let you guys decide. How do you think? And this is just a thought exercise to make us think. Even though I don't think that Bitcoin could be banned, give me some scenarios where you think Bitcoin could successfully be banned by the governments, or at least the US government. Let me know. I'll leave a link in the comments below for that. But yeah, I'm not buying it, people. I am not buying it. Second article out of CoinSpeaker. Bitfinex's on-chain trading platform EOSfinex is now open for trading. It says that crypto exchange Bitfinex has finally announced the completion of its on-chain trading platform EOSfinex, built using the EOS.io technology. EOSfinex is a decentralized trading platform that offers trusted and non-custodial crypto trading facilities to its users. Bitfinex calls it a highly scalable network of peer-to-peer value exchange built around a foundation of speed, transparency, and control. Moreover, unlike other centralized exchanges, EOSfinex performs all operations like order matching, custody, and others on the EOS blockchain network. That's big news. And here's a tweet from EOSfinex. It says, EOSfinex is here. EOSfinex combines the speed and scalability of EOS with Bitfinex's industry-leading trading expertise, resulting in an on-chain exchange built around speed, transparency, and control. Currently, the decentralized exchange is offering 4 trading pairs. Besides acquiring the RAM and EOS tokens, users can also get access to tokens from other crypto projects like the EOX and EMT tokens. It goes on to say, for new traders and beginners, the EOSfinex platform has got tutorials along with a blog. Moreover, the platform levies 0% maker fees and nearly 2% taker fees. to encourage more liquidity on the platform. The service also gives the makers a small rebate of about 0.05%. And the CTO of Bitfinex said that EOS was picked as the foundation for EOSfinex due to its potential for high throughput, low latency transactions, and the results of the beta period have further confirmed our confidence in its capabilities. The launch of the EOSfinex is a further testament to the exceptional qualities of our Bitfinex development team, and we are incredibly pleased to continue the second stage of this journey. So it finally says that EOS.io blockchain technology back in EOSfinex will allow for the horizontal scaling of the decentralized application. This will further allow the developers to create high performing and efficient distributed applications. So I mean, this is nothing of a shock to me as to why, you know, they decided to create this platform. By far, EOS.io is the most robust blockchain out there. Aside from all the FUD, I don't care about it. It's showing improving. And listen, you know, the EOS token, I'm telling you guys, I would say in the next 12 to 16 months, it's going to be way higher than it is right now. The price, I don't know, but I think it'll definitely be above all-time highs, which I think was about 21 bucks. You got to understand this whole EOS.io ecosystem. The token is representative of RAM or resources on the network. So as more projects leave inferior blockchains to migrate to EOS.io, they will have to buy EOS tokens to stake or pretty much publish their dApps. So you're going to see more and more demand for the token as more and more developers and teams migrate to EOS.io. And last article, a shocker here for me, LedgerX beats out Bakkt as the first to launch a physical Bitcoin futures. So it says any US resident with a government issued ID can now trade futures contracts for real Bitcoin. Revealed exclusively to CoinDesk, LedgerX has officially launched the first physical settled Bitcoin futures contract in the US, beating out international exchange Bakkt and TD Ameritrade's Bakkt IrisX to the punch. Perhaps more importantly, LedgerX is offering the new product to both institutional and retail investors, allowing anyone who can pass know your customer processes to trade the contracts, not just institutional clients with millions in assets. So this is very interesting here, people. And I think this is a watershed moment. Not necessarily a good watershed moment, but it's a watershed moment, in my opinion, as far as how the price of Bitcoin will react going forward. While LedgerX is not the first Bitcoin futures provider in the US, it is the first to offer physical futures, meaning customers receive the actual Bitcoin they bet on when the contracts expire, rather than cash equivalents. Moreover, customers do not need to put US dollars in to bet on the product. And again, I think what's really crazy about this situation is that this is open to retail investors as well. This is really going to affect the price of Bitcoin, guys. When I mean the price, I'm talking about the spot price. The spot price is the price you see, let's say on Robinhood or Coinbase or any exchange that you're looking at. Typically, that is the spot price of Bitcoin. There will be a heavy influence now. You know, there was a lot of talk about the CBOE futures, the CME futures, and how people are crying wolf. The expirations are manipulating the price of Bitcoin. No way. They were all cash settled only. Not cash settled or Bitcoin settled. Cash settled only. Now, I am telling you that the manipulation is going to start. You're going to see a direct correlation with the expiration of options and the price of Bitcoin going forward. So just know that CB told you. Now you can cry and moan and whine about the price of Bitcoin as it leads up to the expiration of some of these futures. It will have a direct correlation now, for sure. So we'll see what happens here. I'm really shocked that they beat Bakkt to the punch here, and I'm going to have to change my opinion about Bakkt launching late 2019, 2020 now. I'm going to have to say they're probably going to launch much earlier than what I anticipated, probably in the next month or two. So we'll see what happens. Again, I think this is not a good thing. I'm going to be honest with you. Not a good thing for the price of Bitcoin, because now it's going to be in the control of the Wall Street guys and institutional funds. Yeah, it's a gift and a curse. Of course, it's going to probably push the price of Bitcoin up for sure. But are we going to be happy for a short term, let's say 5x? Are we going to be satisfied with 5x return on Bitcoin just to now allow them to have full control over the price going forward? I don't know. You guys let me know in the comments below, but that's about it for today. Shout out to my man Into the Fray for that song request, Skepta, Grease Mode. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. Click that bell to help support this channel. And again, guys, come join me August 16th, 5 p.m. Grand Circus Detroit, the Max Bitcoin Rage Tour. I'm hosting it. Come have some fun with me and Max Kaiser. But until next time, people, it's your boy Crypto Blood. That's my 2 Satoshis for July 31st, 2019. I'm out of here, people. Holla!